Lovely Scrap-In, and I completed another fun project. This is a advent calendar that I made using the Kaiser Kraft advent calendar, and let me just show you the picture here. If I can bring it up close so you guys can see. So this is what it looks like on the packaging. This is what you have to assemble it, you guys. I'll post a few pictures of what the pieces look like unassembled, okay? But once it's assembled and raw, that's what it looks like, and then you gotta go crazy covering it with paper and all that fun stuff. So let me tell you, it was a lot of work putting this together. So if you have time and patience, then I would recommend getting this. If you don't, then I would avoid getting this advent calendar because it is a lot of work. And then to cover every piece up, and oh my goodness, let me tell you, it was a daunting experience, but this is for my daughter, and it's totally worth it. So I'm gonna start out by showing you the paper collection I used. Of course, most of you have probably recognized this. This is the Nutcracker Sweet from Graphic 45. Amazing paper, you guys. It's so much fun. And the girly colors in it, I just thought this was going to be perfect for my daughter. And it's so cool because it's Nutcracker Sweet. You know, there's tons of candies and very sweet theme. It talks about, you know, the land of the sweets. And it's just perfect for an advent calendar because, of course, what do we put in our advent calendar for our kids? Sweets, chocolates, candies, whatever you want. So this paper collection went amazing with this idea of an advent calendar. So I had lots of fun creating this, you guys. Hopefully you guys can make out what I've done in the pictures. I am going to come in a little bit closer so you guys can sort of get an idea of how I created it. I'm going to move it a little bit so you can see the sides. I put the paper there. The paper wasn't long enough for this because it came short. So what I did was I took my Tim Holtz Baroque die, you can kind of tell, and I made corners. So I've done that to all four corners, and that's how I got away with being short on each edge. There's probably ½ an inch. I think this is 13 by 13. Let me see, what does it say? It is 13 3/4 by 13 3/4. So all I had was 12 by 12 paper. So I was going to be short, obviously, on the sides. So I just used that. So using, you know, your Baroque die and then cutting it and using it as a corner, it's a great way to kind of hide those unfinished ends, and it makes it nice and finished. So I did that to all the corners. I painted this entire piece. Now the material of this is MDF and chipboard. So all of these boxes are chipboard, and then all of this that looks like wood is all MDF material. So not true wood, you guys. So when you put it together, like I painted each piece and then put it together. So that was kind of a pain. But anyway, I went and I distressed it with a sand tool, like the Tim Holtz sander, so that you can kind of tell part of the brown acrylic paint came off, so it makes it look like it's a wood stain finish that's distressed. So that's what I've done there. Each little box, you guys, so when it's raw, actually I think I have a raw box here. Where did I put it? Here. So it comes with an extra box in case you mess up. So this is what it looks like, okay? And so it's flat, and you have to put all four sides up and glue it nicely and carefully so you don't have a lot of glue. I use glossy accents to glue mine, and I just held it together until it's set. Then I painted each one. I alternated, so this one, as you can tell, is green. So I painted it with green acrylic paint, like 3 coats. Each one was 3 coats. Okay, you guys, this took a long time. 3 coats, and then I went over it with Mod Podge Matte Medium so that it gave it a nice finish, because, you know, over the years you're going to be sliding this in and out. I didn't want it wearing down and the paint kind of, you know, scratching off and flaking off. So I sealed it, so that was nice. And then I took you know, cuts out of the paper collection for each box, cut it in here, you know, I punched it with a square punch, and then I took my circle punch to make this sort of a little, the finger pull part, and then I distressed it all of the paper is distressed with Vintage Photo. After I put it on, I sealed it with Mod Podge. I also printed up the numbers, sorry. It comes with numbers, you guys, but the numbers were they're too, well, not too big, okay? They're big enough for the box, but they're so big that they would cover up the beautiful design on here, and I didn't want that. So I just typed up my own numbers in a nice fancy font. I don't remember the name of the font. And I printed them up and then punched them with my circle punches and layered them, and then sealed it with Mod Podge Matte Medium after distressing every little circle. 48 of them, you guys. Again, this is a daunting task. I tried to get this project done for the Graphic 45 blog feature that I had, but I couldn't. I was too busy. So anyways, each one I alternated. So this is green, red, and then purple. And I did green, red, purple all throughout. And then I alternated, you know, the different colors for the numbers. So you guys can get an idea of what those look like. So those are really fun. I just love this paper. I love the big mix of color, like the pink and reds and, you know, blues and purples with the traditional greens and reds. Like, it's just, it's so, so cool. And then the inside I layered, or not layered, sorry, I lined it all with this paper, the green one here. The back is, of course, the purple paper from Graphic 45. And so then after that, I wanted to create, so if I set this down, and if you guys see the main, let's see if I can get the main picture here. So the very first paper pattern in the pad is this one. So I wanted to recreate, at first I cut this out to put into the back, but then I'm like, no, I want it dimensional. I want to recreate my own little scene. So this paper, again, I tell you guys, I get so inspired by the paper itself. This paper inspired me to create this just in a 3-dimensional type of a way. So what I did was I fussy cut the girl out, the clock out. I put glossy accent on the clock face, and I took, what do you call it, the vintage cabinet die, and then I just, you know, cut in inside it, you know, to make it like a window. Then I cut strips and laid them across, and then I put glossy accent all in each square, so it's like glass. I was gonna put acetate, and I forgot, so then I already glued them down, and I'm like, I need a glass look. I wanted a faux glass look, so then I just poured glossy accent in each one of those. Acetate would have been a lot easier. Okay, so then I found this Christmas tree at my dollar store, so I added that there. I took some pearl beads and I alcohol inked them. They were quite gold, and I wanted to make it more vintage gold, so I alcohol inked them with vintage gold and strung them around like garland. And then I added a few jewels, you know, on some, I just made my own sort of a ornament kind of thing with some wire and some beads, and I added some random beads to it in different spots. And then I tied this sort of a bow out of this Christmas ribbon I got from Becca in a swap last year for Christmas, and just had the pieces sort of hanging down. So it looks like she's kind of putting the nutcracker on the tree. I couldn't fit the big nutcracker here. I wanted to, unfortunately, but it was just too big. Then I made a bunch of, I fussy cut the mini one and put him there. I made these little teeny tiny mini boxes here, and some of the lids I didn't adhere down. So this one here, I can maybe sneak a chocolate in there for the big 25. You know, you got 24 spots for candies, and then the main one I might slip a bigger candy in here or hide it somewhere. So anyways, I just made some little presents, and then I popped these up so they're dimensional. I've got them kind of sticking on chipboard pieces so that they're in there like sturdy, but they're not going to come out. And then I just took some purple fabric I had and added little eyelets. I don't know if you guys can see, kind of like curtains, you know, like how you would with a curtain. And I added eyelets to each one where I wanted them to be you know, on the curtain rod, which I made out of a bamboo skewer, and I painted it with gold acrylic paint and kind of got a bubbled effect so it was a bit textured, and you guys can't quite make it out probably. Let me see if I can focus the camera so that it'll lighten up. But there's a stick pin at the end of it on each side, and I just kind of created the stick pin as the decorative end to the curtain rod. And there's the same thing on this side as well. And then for this here, it's just the banner I fussy cut out of the paper line, and I just made it so it was sort of a squiggle kind of a look to give it some dimension. So that's basically what I did, you guys. It was a very daunting task, but really fun. I know my daughter, when she's older, she's going to really appreciate this. I think she already does appreciate it as a 2-year-old, because she sees it and she's like, Santa, Santa? And I'm like, yes, for you, honey. And she had a little, you know, paper advent calendar last year that she loved. So I think this is going to be really, really fun for her. So anyways, you guys, just an idea to use, you know, your Graphic 45 Nutcracker Sweet for an advent calendar and put your sweets in it. So I hope you like it. If you have any questions, do let me know, and I hope you guys can make out the pictures a little bit better and get a little bit more of the detail. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye now.